Hey everyone, and welcome back to ShazMaths. In this video series, we will be discussing that once you have completed the whole syllabus and you are jumping on to the yearly past paper exams, how you should be revising and what should be your approach when you are solving the yearly past paper exams. Now let's start off with this question. It says a company employed 300 workers when it started and now employs 852 workers. Calculate the percentage increase in the number of workers. So the very first thing that should come up straight into your mind is that this topic is from percentages. And if you guys remember, we discussed the topic percentages when we were doing our topic 12, that was arithmetic. Now in percentages, we did a few concepts. That was in total 5 number of concepts. Type 3 was specifically related to calculating the increase and decrease in percentages. Okay, so that is basically most relevant to this question. We'll be using this concept in increase and decrease in percentage question. And also, if you remember, we discussed that all the discounts, profits, loss, etc. all of these questions we will do via this concept. All right, so let's quickly jump onto it. Now it says a company employed 300 workers when it started and now it is 852 workers. So I'm gonna assume 300 as 100%. Okay, so if you remember, we basically compare the percentage with the second quantity. Right now it is number of workers. So when it was 300, we assume that as 100%, and we have to calculate the percentage increase. So let's quickly calculate the increase in the number of workers, and that is 852 minus 300, which is equivalent to 552, right? So 552 will be equal to how much percentage? That is x, and then you cross multiply and you solve it out. So it would be x is equivalent to 552 times 100 divided by 300. And if I solve it out, it should be 184. So that is the percentage increase, and that's the final answer. The second approach could have been you calculate this much, that how much is this percentage, and then you subtract 100 from it. Okay, let's move on to part B. It says of the 852 workers, the ratio of part-time workers to full-time workers is 5:7. So I'm just going to write down part-time worker, that means P, and then full-time workers, that is F. It is 5:7. Calculate the number of full-time workers. Always, if you remember, this part B is related to the topic ratio. And again, in ratio, we discussed 4 further types. This one is again of type 3. That was the scenario based. So I want you guys to revise the type 3 and the concept of type 3, that was scenario based. Okay, and I'm gonna solve it for you. So what we used to do in such questions is that if it's 5:7, that means originally, because the ratio is a simplified version, so originally the part-time workers were 5x and then the full-time worker was 7x, because after that we took the ratio and we crossed out this x, right, and it became 5:7. So originally it was 5x and it was 7x. Let's have a look onto the information that is provided to us. Now it says the total workers were 852. That means 5x plus 7x, which was the original amount, this was equivalent to 852. And let's find out the number with which they were both simplified with. So 12x equals to 852, and x is equivalent to 852 divided by 12, which is 71. That means the full-time workers were 7x, we can see that. So 7 times 71, so full-time workers are 7 times 71, and that's 497. So that's the final answer. Okay.